Can you guys see this right over here? You see this black eye over here?
I wish I could do it. I can't.
Damn, I get them all confused. All these skanks with the long nails. All right, it's been a while. All right. Left hooks are free, right hooks are always half off. As always, it is Papa Glide and the Husky Messiah. Hello to you. Back at it again.
Hello, sir.
Last time from the Beige Keep.
The Beige Keep's being retired. She's going to the Hall of Fame.
It's where we began, but it is not where we will end.
No. Oh, we have progressed across the Beige Keep. We started in the yellow chair in front of the light switch and the thermostat. And we made it all the way to Bodie's bedroom.
We did.
Shout.
We did.
Bodie's made many appearances on this show, mainly in the form of growls and barks.
So we recorded one last week. It's not up yet, right?
Nope.
Okay.
It's been a hectic lifestyle over here.
That's okay. I feel like this one's more important.
Yes.
Anyway,
This one's very timely.
this one is the real deal, because we have July. Say it like you're from the South. July 10th is Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier, the end of the trilogy.
Ooh.
Quite possibly the end of Conor McGregor himself. I think career over if he loses this fight. I think this is it.
Yeah, I can't disagree because, look at his fighting record. Last 6 fights, he's what? 3 for 3 in MMA, 3 for 7 if we throw in the boxing match with Money Mayweather. My man's a 500 or sub 500 fighter at this point in his life.
Yeah. You know, I think he's still a top 10 guy no matter what. He might even be top 5. We will find out on Saturday. But I don't think he is top 10 attitude. I don't think he's the type of guy. Some people are okay with the lifestyle. They want to fight. It is how they make their money. It's what they do. They can ride the popularity. They can stay on the wave. And Conor doesn't need that.
No.
And I don't think he wants that. I think he's only in it for championship contention. And if he can't have that, then, what legs does he really have to stand on? Unless he actually flips mindsets to, like, I just want to whoop people's ass again.
Yeah, and I feel like we're almost there.
I don't think he'll do.
I feel like we're basically, Conor McGregor is just fighting to fight at this point because he doesn't need money.
Yeah, but the championship is there.
Yeah, and am I wrong?
That's who he is.
Am I wrong to say that, like, his he never defended the lightweight belt, but his victory of the lightweight belt, does anyone else kind of feel like it wasn't really all that impactful? Like, he didn't fight RDA like he was supposed to, like the real champ, you know what I mean? He fought Eddie Alvarez, who kind of got snuck in there on, like, I don't really feel like he fought the best in the lightweight at the time.
No, and he quickly became the true definition of what I would call a prize fighter, which he was fighting for the money. It was clout fighting.
Well, it was also like status fighting. Like, they slid him into the double champ. Like, UFC hooked him up on that run.
Well, it's hard to deny.
Yeah, but you're the 145 champ, and you never defended the strap at 145.
Yeah, but they're in it for the money too.
That's what I mean.
It was all about the money.
It's like a perfect.
It would have never happened in boxing.
Oh no, never. It's a perfect storm of, like, he's such an electrifying name and entertainer that the UFC's like, we have to, like, keep up in the ante. It's like he beats Aldo 13 seconds. Everybody loses their fucking mind. Like, what's next? A title defense against, like, a legit contender? Or let's sneak him in. Fucking glass jaws up here, 155. Make him the fucking double champ. And get fucking all the monies.
And it worked.
And it fucking worked. And we weren't mad at it. I loved it. It was fun. It was fun while the ride lasted. But I feel like the ride is over.
And I think honestly, I think if he got Khabib earlier in Khabib's career, I think you might have had him.
Yeah,
Because Khabib was not that good at the chain takedowns when he first came on the scene. He was tough, cardio god, great ground and pound guy, but Conor's takedown defense was sufficient enough, I believe, to hold off Khabib Nurmagomedov early. Not after he started hanging out
Refined.
with Mr. Gilroy. Refined Khabib is pretty much unstoppable
yeah, like,
in a cage.
and we didn't really
In
want
a
to.
cage. Let's not forget that the cage is the most important part of his game.
Oh yeah, because like me and you've talked about this a lot off camera, but open space takedowns, Khabib is not nearly as dominant. Not to say that like that is a knock, but it's kind of proven. He uses the fence so strategically to keep people down.
If it was Pride, he would have got 8.
Yeah, he would have like he'd be more.
He'd be good.
He'd still be good, but he'd be less dominant in Pride because he's.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not a knock; it's a good strategy to use the cage as an advantage. Like that's what it's there
Right.
for. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean,
But if this was Joe Rogan fighting on 3 football fields with no fence,
yeah, that's true. Which would be funny.
I would never wanna
we
watch
also
that,
have.
ever.
I mean, I have watched that. I've enjoyed it live.
you watch somebody fight on 3
Not
football.
3. I mean, like 2 soccer fields size. I mean, I feel like that's close enough. I've seen people fight in big open spaces.
And just run.
I'm not gonna say it's not boring.
Like that continuous.
They only occupy a small
the
spot.
continuous backing up, like come up, just backstepping.
Wonder Boy would kill.
Wonder Boy, fuck everybody up. He'd jog out about 50 feet, turn around.
That's gonna be a good fight.
Facts.
Gilbert versus
Shall we
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Shall we start there?
I mean, we've already started. I don't care.
I mean, like,
I don't care where we go. I'm just talking at this point. I am no longer attributing this podcast to a structure anymore.
I'm not mad.
I've
at
realized that the best are lack structure for the most part, and they're just good at talking. So I'm just gonna wing everything from here on out. I might get canceled. That's fine.
that. Fuck it.
You know, I could say something crazy.
I would like to just at some point just roll through the main card and just say who you got and why in a quick snippet.
That's fine. I just want to mention that Chet Hanks has essentially been canceled, and he still looks like he's having a great time. So,
What do you do to get? How'd they cancel him?
well, I mean, you can't find anything on YouTube unless you direct links.
Oh
so
yeah, he's shadow
YouTube
banned.
canceled him. So
But aren't all the best of us shadow banned?
yeah, that's why I'm just I don't care if I get shadow banned as long as I don't get shadow banned for something egregious.
I like to pretend that I'm already shadow banned, and that's why we don't get that many views. It's not that we're
That's
not
possible.
we don't have any notoriety. It's the fact that we're shadow banned.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've said it before. I actually said it last night that if I had Joe Rogan's guests, I'd get more views than Joe Rogan.
I think that might be the title of this video. Left hooks are free, episode 16. Shadow banned? Question mark.
I don't know. Would that get us shadow banned?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Can you get shadow banned for saying that you're shadow banned?
According to Craig Jones, yes.
Interesting.
Craig Jones says a lot of shit that probably should get him shadow banned.
Maybe.
I like Craig Jones though.
So do you have the main card pulled up?
I got it. I'm ready.
Because you know more about the other 3.
Oh, I know everything about everything. Ever.
I like it.
Well,
I
go ahead.
I was actually trying to think the other night, so I went over for a 4th of July party last night. And we were talking about podcasts, and the guy does not really much care for Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan. This is what he said.
Was he a fucking
He said
communist?
that Joe Rogan will make mistakes and then just pawn it off of, oh, I'm just a comedian. Shouldn't listen to me anyway. He's like, well, I mean, get real, man. Like, that's kind of a lame excuse for being wrong.
Can someone point out when he's done that?
Well, he did it with the COVID vaccine, for one, and then apparently he did it when he accused the guy who created something that was used in World War II was a Jew, and he called him a traitor.
I mean, but to play devil's...
He was wrong.
To play
And he was
devil's
like,
advocate, he's wrong, but was he, like, in here, like, pitching it as some serious thing, or was he just talking shit as a comedian?
Probably talking shit as a comedian, maybe both. I didn't listen to it, but, like, this was his opinion. I was like, what do I actually know? Like, this has been on my mind today. I've been trying to think. You know how we just, like, blanket label us weather guys as subject matter experts when we're really, like, subject matter amateurs?
Subject matter
Like,
intermediates.
Yeah, I know more about weather than, like, 95% of the people I meet, but I still wouldn't call myself an expert.
Well, I'm about to see, what is the definition of an expert? Maybe you are. Do you know? I don't know what the definition of, like, the book definition is.
No, neither do I. I just feel like you can just...
Person who has a comprehensive and authoritative knowledge of or skill in a particular area. I feel like
I guess I am an expert.
you are an expert.
Because the authoritative part.
And as an adjective, having or involving authoritative knowledge, you, sir, are an expert. You're welcome.
That's the only thing I'm an expert at.
Is it? Yeah,
I don't have an authoritative.
I don't have much fucking authority out here or anything.
Yeah. I can't even think about, like, I know a lot of shit, and I know a lot more shit than most people know. But I wouldn't say that I know enough to actually feel like I have expertise in a lot of things.
I'm like a subject matter expert on entertaining tidbits. Like, I know a lot of shit that's just, like, good for a one-off. Gee whiz. But like, it's not doing a whole lot for me.
I was just trying to think, you know what I mean? Because if I got caught in that situation where it's like, why listen to me? It's like, really, why listen to me? Like, seriously. Like, you should probably listen to somebody else on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if you're asking me, you probably should listen to me. Because you made a bad choice by asking me, so therefore I would defer that my advice is probably better than your own fucking thoughts. Because if you thought it was a good idea to ask me, then you're already out there, kid.
I just think it's crazy that that's essentially what we do, is we just, like, free range our opinions / thoughts on things and try to work through stuff. And that's about it. Because I was telling him that I think I know more than Joe Rogan knows about more things. And he was like, about MMA? I said, nope, that's one that I don't.
Hell no. So you think you know more about more things than Joe Rogan does about things? Could you break me down why? Because let me pitch my piece first. I feel like Joe Rogan talks to so many random people so frequently on such a regular basis for all these years. I can't even really fathom how much, like, even rub-off knowledge he has from that. You know what I mean?
I'm sure he has a lot of rub-off knowledge.
Because he's also doing research on all these guests that he has coming in.
But I don't think he has more than superficial knowledge on most things outside of drugs, hunting, comedy, and fighting.
Probably cars. Muscle cars. He seems to be...
He doesn't seem to know a lot about cars. He knows a lot of cars, but he doesn't know a lot about cars.
I'd strongly disagree. Go watch him on Jay Leno's Garage. It gets spilt pretty heavy. Like, that dude knows about cars.
I don't know, man. Because I know people who know a lot about cars.
Yeah, but do they know? Do you think they strongly know more than a muscle car guy?
I did. So he doesn't seem to know a lot about, like, driving.
Yeah, but
Like he may be able to sit there and be like, "That's a '67 Camaro," or "That's a 50-something Chevy," right? Like I have confidence that Joe Rogan can do that. I have confidence that he can be like, "Oh, those came with the 1970 Plymouth Cuda came with a 446 pack in it," right?
yeah.
I have confidence that he can do that. But I don't have confidence that, like, he has a firm understanding of, like the actual function of a camshaft. You know what I mean? Like, or like how tire patch, like the changes throughout a race. You know? Like, I don't feel like he has that kind of understanding. Like,
Okay.
I feel like if I was going to ask him about, like, driving cars, he would know way less than, like, him just thinking a car looks cool or sounds good.
Let me hit you with this. Based off what he talks about and his experience, people that know him, he seems to drive these cars a lot. So wouldn't he have like at least some first person point of view perspective on driving?
Yeah, I drive a car every day, though.
No, but I guess he goes like
in
the
the
tracks and like whips the shit out of these cars.
Like, he actually does, like, track days?
That's from what I caught from like Tom
Then he may know.
Segura. Tom Segura was talking about with somebody on his podcast about how they're big
Then
car
he may
guys
know.
and they go to track days and they're like, we're nothing compared to Joe Rogan.
Then he may know.
That's the only thing is like I'm taking like another person's word on this, I guess, another comedian.
It's just, maybe he dumbs down how he talks about cars so much to where I'm just like, oh, you're not, like, a car nerd. Like, you like cars, but you don't know about cars.
Yeah, and like let's put it this way too, like when has he ever had like a driver in there to really go down that rabbit hole for you to like see that?
He had that one guy where they talked about watches. I forgot that guy's name, but he does, like, a lot of car reviews and shit. And they talked about, like, the electric cars and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I just think that maybe just because I'm collecting outside information to make an assumption that he probably does, but he doesn't actually talk about it.
But even then, I don't consider myself an expert on cars, but I know quite a bit about, like, driving and racing.
Based off the definition with the authoritativeness, I don't know that I can call myself an expert on anything because I ain't got no authority.
I couldn't even do that with guns.
No.
And I do guns a lot, too.
Well,
I did guns a lot.
I have something I want to say, but I can't say it on a recorded line.
Oh, I got you. I have a feeling I know where it's headed.
Yep.
But
I got some authoritative experience in that sense.
it's just, I was trying to think about, like, I said that statement last night that I think I know more about more things than Joe Rogan. But I think what I mean is I'm more versatile than Joe Rogan.
Interesting.
Like, I feel like Joe Rogan's, like, his fallback subjects are more limited than mine.
I'm trying to like rifle through my Rolodex of information right now.
Because he's, like, really quick to jump to, like, have you ever done DMT?
Yeah, but I think he just likes that. All right, here let's try this. Check this out.
It's kind of like you with, like, jiu-jitsu. Like, most people would look at you and be like, you probably know a lot about, like, shoes, hip-hop, jiu-jitsu, based off of, like, what you talk about, but little do they know that you're, like, crazy in-depth knowledge on Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter.
Fuck yeah, I might be a subject matter
You know what
expert.
I mean?
Yeah, like people don't expect that. Even people get kind of tweaked out when they're like, I was at a party the other day and they're talking about fighting, and I was like, I said something about jiu-jitsu and they're like, you do jiu-jitsu? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I never thought you'd be out here like rolling around with sweaty dudes. I'm like, love that shit. Let me get some.
You were really nervous about that at one point.
Oh, I have a phobia of being touched. That was like my biggest fear about doing jiu-jitsu. Was like I don't even like getting my hair cut because I don't want you to touch my head. But now that's all out the window now. I'll be like 300-pound sweaty dude sitting on the side of my head. Fuck it, I'm here for it. Pause.
Yeah.
As long as it involves
Yep.
simulated murder, I'm all right with it.
Well, I wanted to go tonight, but I couldn't go.
Let me run you this little
ahead.
gauntlet, if you will.
All right. What you got?
Name me a subject that you think Joe Rogan can't speak on. Go.
A subject that he can't speak
You
on.
can't carry an intelligent conversation about.
Anything truly scientific.
How? You mean like in depth, or just you couldn't use like surface level info?
Like this, I don't trust Joe Rogan to actually talk about like chemistry. I trust him to like know chemicals, but not talk about their functions.
Okay. And do you have the ability to do that?
No.
Damn it. I'm trying to find like where you one up Joe Rogan.
I did at one time. I had a decent like set of knowledge of chemistry. I have a fairly decent knowledge. I wouldn't say I'm like an expert, but like I know more than most people who pass their chemistry classes.
What is an ionic
But I know
bond?
less than, let's say, an ionic bond is a less strong bond than a covalent because it's based off of polarity.
Of.
It's of the fucking molecules, right? What are you fucking trying to ask me here?
Specifically, ionic bonds involve what part of the atom?
Electrons?
Yeah. Boom. Fuck you, Joe Rogan.
I mean, I don't know where you were trying to go with that.
I was just going third grade level knowledge on them. Maybe seventh grade. I don't know.
That's way higher than both of those.
I don't know what third graders are fucking doing out here. I was talking to
That's true.
my friend's daughter. She was like talking about clouds and shit. And I was like, yeah, I spouted off some other stuff. And she looked at me and she said, Zach, I'm in the third grade. I was like, touche. I don't know what y'all doing.
Yeah, I forgot a lot of chemistry, I'll be honest with you. But, like, it comes back to me pretty quick. Like, it took me a second to work through ionic bond again, because I was like, ionic, covalent, hydrogen. Like,
like you going way into the back. Like, what? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
I didn't go through OChem, so I'm not like, I wouldn't say I'm good. And I definitely didn't fucking even minor in chemistry. So, like, I'm willing to give way.
What subject matter, or subject, excuse me, do you think you got that Joe Rogan couldn't fucking roll one with you?
Weather for sure.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. Keep going. Like, just hit me.
Sports. Like,
Oh,
game sports.
that is true.
Not
Because he
baseball.
doesn't know shit about basketball or football.
Yeah. Got him on those.
Harry Potter.
Shoes, watches.
Oh.
He doesn't like them, and he doesn't know them. So
I think I see your
he
point
may
now.
know about like fat laced Adidas. Like he might know about those.
I think, okay, so the point you're trying to make is that Joe Rogan doesn't really know shit about common stuff.
Joe Rogan doesn't like. He knows about stuff that he likes, and he falls back in conversation about said stuff, which is normal. Like, I'm not knocking him for it.
Yeah, that's what people do.
But I'm not, like, just because he has so many guests with brush off information doesn't mean that he actually has more than a superficial understanding of said information, which is why he has guests.
This makes sense. Oh, and don't mind my fidgetiness.
So
I went to Top Golf and my back fucking hurts because I drank mimosas.
So, like, if Joe Rogan had Jordan Peterson on, right, and they were going to talk about anxiety, right? Joe Rogan can be like, I have a buddy who has anxiety and this and this and this, and if you do acid, sometimes you can get through your anxiety, right?
Facts.
That would be Joe Rogan on anxiety, right? But
So
me, I would be like, hey, by the way, I have anxiety, and this is what I do, and this is how I feel about it, and this is the research I've done on it, and this is what I'm currently taking for it, and this is why I think it happened. You know what I mean? Like, I have more of an a direct understanding of that subject.
What do they call it? That you have the first person perspective.
Yeah. And I think I'm more like cultured in that sense.
culture
Like-
such as Spain.
Like, he's been on tour a lot of places and stuff like that, but I've lived a lot of places. Like, I've gone to other countries. Like, this is why he, like, pawns off his expertise on other people. This is why guest works. But this is also why he can't have in-depth conversations on their subject matter, necessarily.
because
like,
he's
he
always
asks
third-party
The
perspective.
normal question. Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's all I'm saying about Joe.
I think I see your point now. Actually,
I definitely don't know more about this than he does,
oh, fuck,
doing
man.
podcasts.
I'd love to pick young Jamie's mind.
Any of them, to be honest.
Dude, y'all got roaches in there? The hell was that fucking bat wing that just went across that thing?
What?
Fucking
You saw a
a
fly?
demon itself flew by.
Yeah, we got flies and shit out here, bro.
Was it-
Bro, did I tell you what happened?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so yesterday morning, Michaela goes to work, and she calls me to the front door, and there are thousands of maggots in the flower bed. Thousands
Where's Jonathan at?
inside the house.
Okay.
Thousands, bro.
Is it in the flower bed? Nothing.
Yeah,
Was there a dead end?
No.
Was there?
no. Nothing. It's not like I've been fucking taking doo-doos out there. Nothing. I wake up, I didn't go out there right away. There's little divots in the flower bed everywhere. They're gone. I think the birds murdered them
Why?
in the
Do
morning.
we know why they're there?
No idea. And they're not there.
Did you-
They weren't there.
Did you dig around in the flower bed much?
I did.
Find any people, body parts?
No, I didn't dig deep, no.
Dead animals?
But they would be in it.
Yeah, you'd think.
If that were the case, they would be in it. Not on, like, the surface. I think, like, flies just decided to nest there, and then they just all hatched at once because we had, like, 2 cool nights. See, this is, like I said, this is me having, like, this background understanding of climate and be like, what changed in the last 2 days? Well, the weather changed slightly. And then, like, that was it.
All I can think of right now is maggoty bread for 3 stinking days.
Yeah. But it was crazy. Like, I was trying to figure out, is it, like, a beetle? Is it flies? Is it...
I thought you were going to tell
Some
me you had
s-
like mayflies or whatever them crazy joints are, them long ass booty things.
No idea, man, no.
They had those up there.
And they're all gone. They all died.
What the fuck?
All dead.
So you wake up
DED.
just full. Flower bed's just full of like maggots squirming. You leave, come
Yeah,
back.
to include the doormat. Like, they were everywhere, bro.
Ew.
Everywhere.
Ew.
I got a picture of it.
I don't.
Only of the doormat. I didn't take, like, a whole picture of
I
it.
don't really want to see it, and be honest. Something about maggots that creep me out. Like, I'm not that afraid of bugs, but maggots are like an uncomfortable type of insect.
I thought about taking a few and putting them on my eyebrow that I had cut, just to get the dead flesh out of there, Like I'm on Gladiator.
Isn't that like leeches?
No, leeches pull the blood.
Oh yeah. My brother-in-law one time got his fingers cut off, and I heard is they put leeches on fingertips to like draw the blood back through after they sew them
Yeah.
back on.
Yep. Maggots, bro. No, bro, is that a rabbit? Sick.
What you got going on out? You got maggots and rabbits. I got gunshots in between the fireworks fucking over here. No, I was sitting here. There was it wasn't even yesterday. Was it Friday? What was I doing Friday? What day is it? Where am I? What is going on?
Monday.
It's Monday. It's been Friday. Sitting in here, they're popping fireworks in the distance. No big D. Got the door open. Bodie's out there securing the premises. I hear pop, pop. I hear pop, and then I hear pop, 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 and I'm like,
Not the same.
I'm like, that's a handgun. That's not a firework. And then
That's a handgun.
And then 5 minutes
Stop
later,
shooting that little shit.
that's a good song. I forgot about that song too right now. And then I should, woo, wee, 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 wee. All the police are coming. I'm like, definitely not fireworks. Nice try, though, everybody. Nice try.
That's a handgun.
Yo, watch The Departed one too many times. Throwing fireworks outside the apartment. Homeboys inside. Pat, pat.
Yeah, it's still a good move. It still works.
And
they do that in Asian countries.
in the words of the young,
and in Mexico.
the late fallen urban
Watch the
poet,
documentary.
Young Pappy. Potato barrel, that bitch make not a sound.
Still does. He's lying.
He is lying.
Also, he's dead.
Didn't work.
What else we got? Oh yeah, I wanted to go to jiu-jitsu tonight, but my eyebrow is still laced up.
Yeah, that's a hard one to make happen.
Because it most definitely, I think, would split open at jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah, that joint would be pouring everywhere. That'd be mad annoying. I'd be mad at you if I'm your training partner.
Can you guys see this right over here? You see this black eye over here?
I didn't know if you had a black eye or
yeah.
if you're like halfway into Billy Joel.
Yeah, maybe.
Is it Billy Joel or Billy
Maybe a little bit
Idol?
of both.
Billy Idol. Wait,
Billy Idol's White Wedding?
which one hangs out
Or
with
Piano Man?
Which one was hanging out with Bam Margera back in the day?
Probably Billy Idol.
Okay, then it's that guy.
I could just imagine. I would think it would be him.
I really don't know. I know Billy Joel's a name and he sings music, but
Really?
I can't, I got nothing.
Billy Joel is the Piano Man, bro.
This is going to sound really jacked up.
Sing us a song. You're the Piano Man.
For a more significant portion of my life than I'd care to admit on record, I thought Dave Matthews and John Mayer were the same person.
Kind of like Childish Gambino and that one guy. That one actor.
Donald Glover, they are the same person, but nice try. But no, I thought Dave Matthews was the name of the band, and then John Mayer was the singer. It's fucking white people music. I don't fucking know. And then one time, somebody said something. I'm like, it's weird that they named the band that. Like, they named it after himself. I was like, isn't his name John Mayer? And then somebody was looking at me like, what? I was like,
I like that. That's funny.
they're not the same guy?
I don't even think they're the same time period. Are they? Maybe?
I don't know.
God, I'm getting out of touch. I'm getting way out of touch.
You out of touch, ASL.
I did realize through talking with old people that the song American Pie, Bye Bye Miss American Pie, you know that song?
Yeah, I've heard that song.
Yeah, that's about a plane crash that killed like 3 rock artists.
How old is that song?
Old, bruh.
I
I like all kinds of music. I can talk about rap music and Joe Rogan can't, but I can still talk about his 80s hair band that he probably listens to as well.
My dad loves hair metal.
And Tool. I can talk about Tool. I can talk about all that shit.
Tool just is not doing it for me.
I know. It's okay.
It's not, it's not the vibe ain't there for me.
I understand.
Like,
I completely understand.
some of the lyrics are like dark and interesting, but it's like the delivery, and it's like, I don't care.
That's how Michaela feels about it. She doesn't like the dark lyrics either, though.
Oh, I don't like.
She doesn't like either part of it.
I'm kind of like here for I'm here for some like dark emotional like creativity, but the delivery is just like doesn't fill the void.
That's okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And Jerome, Arizona is not even that fucking cool.
I was listening to music in the car on the way back from the store. I bought a chimney, charcoal chimney.
Oh yeah.
That shit goes hard as fuck, by the way.
Shout out to Jer
Bought
Bear.
one
He's
of
been trying to get me to
them's.
get one of those for years.
Got one of those. It was $10, which was perfect because we got a Weber. And I was listening to Ready by Trouble. And you ever just listen to yourself talk and be like, this has to sound really fucked up what I'm saying to somebody who doesn't know English?
Sometimes, yeah.
Like, I have that thought sometimes. I'm like, that's a weird, like, set of sounds that goes together to mean that. Right?
Okay.
Like, this is a weird thing that happens to me, and I don't even get high.
Like he said, I don't even get high. You have like a lot of times in your life you'll pitch like what I believe to be stoner talk, knowing that you don't even like do drugs.
Yeah, it's because I'm highly analytical.
It's like I feel like I could talk to like some of my stoner friends, and then you guys have like the same conversations, but in a different facet.
Yeah, pretty much. But I was listening to that song, Ready by Trouble, and all I heard was and I was like, that is a weird set of sounds to mean that. Like, I was like, it's really weird that we like music that's just and you're like, that's what's doing it for you?
Well,
that's the shit you like?
I had a similar thought the other day. I was really tired, and it was late at night, and I had too much caffeine. Was supposed to work out, got distracted, didn't work out because the gym downstairs closed. So I'm just in bed, like deliriously sleepy, but my body's on like, excuse me. So I'm sitting there, and I came across Indigenous people drumming and then like doing the throat singing. And for like, I went down that rabbit hole for like 20 minutes. I'm like, this is low key lit. Like right now in this moment, in this mood that I'm in, I was like, oh, I fucked with this. Like, I wish I could do it. I can't. That was a serious attempt at a rendition. And they're just like, and they're thumping and like, and I was like, this shit's fucking hype. Like, why? I'm like looking around the room, like, I wish somebody was here with me to experience. Like, I'm so fucking hype right now. But I feel like bad rap music and things like that cross that same level of like rhythmic, like trance almost. That's the only thing I can imagine why people like EDM music. Because, you know, Joe Rogan and them, shout out to the hippie stoner DMT guys, they're always talking about like drumming and trance and like consistent beats like have a thing that like affects our like our, you know what I mean, like who we are as people, our upbringing, our genetics and all that. And I always wonder, like, is like this like bad rap music that I enjoy, is it because the melody is just like somewhere attaching itself to my...
Did you ever learn about phonemes?
Is that like ramen noodle memes? Like, what are you talking about, phone memes?
No, they're portions of sound, like the small pieces of sound that you use to communicate.
No, I don't know anything about this.
So just check this shit out.
Joe Rogan me right now. Go.
Is the sound that you make when you like make the sound Z makes, right, is the same as S, but you're adding vocal cord vibration to it. It's the same way that you move your mouth. S and Z are exactly the same.
Is this why I had to go to speech therapy for S's and Z's?
Yeah.
Because of the same sound. And I call myself, when I was in the third grade, I was out here, my name is Sack. I'm like, that's not your name. I'm like, my name's Sack.
And C, was it C and G? G, yeah. C and G are the same.
So I'm like, I'm playing a guitar, I'm strumming a string, and then like I put my finger on the string and strum it. Is that what's happening here? Changes the vibration?
Sure. Well, C is just the air, like, so you're going, it's the back of your tongue, and it's just releasing air. And G is g. It's the same shit.
What up, gangsta? K.
Yeah.
K.
Now, see, that shit trips me out. That's this type of shit that goes on when I start thinking like this.
You ever think that one day you should do DMT just to see what happens?
No.
Like when you're old and retired?
No. It's probably worse then. I have more shit compiled.
I mean, why not then? Who cares? We're old.
Like, that's basically like having a roulette wheel of what I can see, and I'm just like, or not a roulette wheel, like a slot machine, and I'm just adding more like things to the sequence of what I could possibly get. And like the chances of me getting a good trip, all sevens, I feel like just gets lower.
I mean, but maybe you'd be so old that you're like, fuck it, I've lived it, I don't care. So like, you're like, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah,
because like I feel like falling asleep for me is a really good example of what happens if I would trip.
You got like weird dreams?
Yeah, I mean, like I could, be sleeping with like somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Like Bert Kreischer?
Somebody. Yeah, Bert Kreischer. Like, it could be that. Or, you know, it could be like what I had a few weeks ago, which is where I had a lady at the Brickyard 500, an old lady throw a brick through my car, and then I strangled her in the parking lot. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's aggressive.
well, she shot me in the leg, so I strangled her.
What did you eat that day?
I see, it's just the chaos.
What does it mean, like, when you don't dream?
You always dream.
I mean, like, when you don't recollect or remember dreams upon waking.
I don't know what it's called.
Because I don't.
I know what knowing that you're dreaming is while you're dreaming. That's lucid.
Yeah.
It's a lucid dream.
Shout out to Juice WRLD.
I've had that before. But that's because I do little mental tests on myself in my dreams.
You spinning the dreidel.
Essentially, yeah. Well, basically how my brain does it is I'm like, yeah, man, that would be really crazy if that shit just lit on fire. And then it lights on fire. I'm like, dream.
Well, this ain't real. No, I'll wake up and I'll just be like, I had a dream. And then, like, I don't know what it was. It's gone. And if I do remember dreams, they're usually like...
Thought of a really fucked up joke.
My dreams are like very, like,
Thought of the
hyper-realistic.
worst joke I could make in that situation.
What you got?
I can't even say it, I don't think.
Ooh.
That's like, it is crossed the... It is crossed the line level joke.
Okay. Well, save it for...
I feel like I should say it, but it's definitely crossed the line level.
Say it. We can edit it out. Fuck it.
Having a dream that you forget is called... Because you have a dream and then it just dies. That's fucked up. But it popped into my
You
head.
would definitely go viral and subsequently be canceled.
That's fucked up.
That's one for, like...
The ages.
That's one for the stand-up scene where you made them put all their phones in them bags first.
It's still good, though.
That
was solid.
well constructed, I will say that. I'm afraid to say anything else.
God, that was a fucked up thing that popped in my head.
It'll...
Because you're like, what do you call a dream that you just... that goes away?
You know it's a good one where it makes you go...
Yeah, and it did that in my head, and I was like, you can't say that.
Yeah,
Like the filtration system, like it stopped at the first layer because it was like big rock. It's like, it definitely doesn't go through.
You ain't even getting to the charcoal. Stop it. I've completely forgot everything I was about to talk about after that.
Solid though.
Good segue. UFC 264.
That was like your cousin it statement in the mall.
Yeah. You can't lie though. That was too.
What was happening?
I couldn't see her face.
This chick had like a wig on, the wig to end all wigs.
It was knee length,
blonde, and like
down to
everywhere.
her knees. And it like this much of her face was showing, and she had huge oversized framed glasses. And then like I don't even know what the outfit was because there's too much else happening.
It looked like cosplay.
Yeah, she.
But I don't know the show.
Yeah, it was like anime that I've never seen, but just randomly in the middle of the mall on the weekend.
It was definitely anime that I don't want to see.
No.
No, but he goes, you see that cousin it over there? And I verbally laughed, like,
he turned
out loud.
I said, yo, you see cousin it? And he just looks, he scans, he goes, ha! Because it was alarming. Like, if you didn't, like, see her in stride like I did, if you just shoot and found that, you're like, huh. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, and her friend even looked at her, like, a couple times, like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing?
You got to be brave to go out in public like that these days. Like, to wear a Halloween costume in public, which is what I think emo kids are really doing, by the way.
I mean,
I think emo kids are just doing Halloween year-round.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it, but, like, mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, you know, I agree. But it's like, I feel like Halloween, they should just do normal people. They should, like, put on a collared shirt and get a fucking job. I'm just kidding.
That would be kind of cool. Like if you're a self-proclaimed gothic swamp witch, 364 days of the year, then like maybe be a PA on Halloween.
Yeah. Where were you going? UFC? This is a bad segment. That is a terrible segment.
I just was so scared after that joke you made that I needed to go somewhere.
It wasn't a joke. It was a mind joke. It was wrong.
I was trying to frame it as something other, something more forgivable.
It was a comedic relief that was not relief. It was like
a
you think that the fart.
Clench.
You think the fart is going to relieve the pressure, but then the pressure just ends up in your drawers. That's what that was.
Yeah, basically, it's like I'm gonna let it out, and then you shit everywhere with no pants on.
Yeah, that's sometimes my humor that ends up in my head. I'm like, you can't let that one out here. That one's got to be let out in the bathroom.
Yeah, that one's changed my outlook on life. I'm gonna have to think about some things.
That's good. That's what I'm here for. Now you have to think about whether that actually makes it onto the podcast or not.
That's probably a no.
It's probably a no.
Maybe I'll test it.
You don't want
test bed it as a clip. Let you put it on Facebook and see how it goes.
Not as a clip. We can't go there just from a clip.
What?
That's how this actually happens. That's what they'll do. They'll be like, "Oh, he said this," and it's just one statement. This is what they talk about, bro.
Well, this is way you know what's going to happen.
It's facts.
Don't let them clip you. You clip yourself.
That can't make it on the podcast. I can't do it.
No, I've already I
can't do
it.
It should be saved in the archive, for sure.
Oh yeah,
but I can't make. It's got to be on the archive.
That's gonna be on the hard drive forever. Probably as a clip, because when I cut it, I'm probably just gonna save it as a clip.
Still good, yeah.
Titled "Most Offensive Statement Ever Made" on this show.
Yeah. We should release all those as bloopers.
Well, if we get canceled and or die, let them fly.
Yeah. They'll be like, damn, he said some wrong shit.
It was in his last will and testament that we post these clips to the channel.
He was insensitive.
Oh, what do you think about actually? Interesting segue. Not Pat McAfee, but the less cool McAfee, Mr. Cybersecurity, killing himself when he's being extradited.
He said that if he dies, he didn't kill himself, so...
Facts. However, how much of, a dickhead move is it to actually kill yourself, knowing you had said, if I ever kill myself, I didn't kill myself?
Well, that's kind of how I felt with the Sauce Walka beef that I had going on. I was like, oh, I should just, off myself. I should be like, hey, by the way, Sauce Walka and I have beef, and, if I die, he had me killed, and then just, blah, and then Sauce Walka's in jail, and then be like, my suicide note says, I'm not 5'5", and then,
the suicide note says Sauce Walka is not actually 5'5".
Yeah, and it all goes there. I don't really want to squash that beef, but I just feel like it's over.
It was interesting.
My time in the limelight ended.
Can you run can we run back how it started for the people?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I follow him on Instagram, and I notice that he looks kind of short. He does look kind of short.
Yeah.
Honestly, he hangs out with tall people.
Yeah, if you're hanging out with dudes that are 6 foot plus, you're gonna make yourself look smaller.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh, he looks short. So I Googled him. I was like, how tall is Sauce Walka? And then, it says his name, his date of birth, everything, right? And it says 5'5". I didn't do that. It said he was 5'5".
Let me Joe Rogan the hell out of this. Where did it say that at?
Don't know. Not on Wikipedia.
Just on the Google answer little tabs?
I just looked it up, and whatever I clicked on, it said he was 5'5". Nice. Another one said he was 5'9", but one of them definitely said 5'5".
5'9" seems.
And
reasonable.
I posted it. I posted it on Instagram.
It's the first thing that comes up. Sauce Walka, net worth, age, height, weight. That's from mddailyrecord.com. It says 5'5". Since he weighs 121 pounds.
Yep, and I circled all that shit, and I posted it on my Instagram, and I tagged him, and I was like, hey, you want to, like, fact check this shit so that, like, we don't go around spreading rumors about you, right?
That's fair.
So then he posted a video of him, and I was like, man, is this dude really 5'5"? I just couldn't get it out of my head, right? So he's standing next to a brick wall, and I was like, bricks are standardized, right? Bricks are usually a standard width. So I count how many bricks he made it up, and then I got to 26, and then I read that bricks are 2.5 inches wide, and that comes out to 5.41 feet, which is 5'5".
Yeah.
So I commented on his video, and I was like, you made it to 26 bricks, which means you're only 5'5", and people were like, damn, bro, you got too much time. Like, oh, that shit's funny, right? And then everyone's like commenting, and he's like, I'm 5'10" without shoes on. And I was like, well, I don't know about that. And like, just like doing all that shit, right? Just going ham in the comments section. So I noticed that like he replied, so I was like, oh, like I'm making a nuisance out here. So I made that video of me standing next to the bricks, and I had a good little rhyme, right? Because he had that great video that he posted when he got the teardrop put in. He said I fell in the drip and then got frozen above the lip, right? In which he talked about you can't go any higher unless you put one on your forehead, which somebody did.
I mean, can we point out that like Sauce Walka is maybe the greatest like freestyle like narrative ever in the rap game? Like who?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Like I can't think of it. He's like Ric Flair status. But continue.
Pretty much. So I put, he got frozen below the bricks, right? Because the bricks were the reference point.
Yeah.
And yeah, he posted that shit on his story. And then he actually posted a video of him standing next to Drippy without his shoes on.
It's still wild to me that he reposted your shit onto his story.
Yeah.
Like when I seen Sauce Walka, I woke up and you're like, go check Sauce Walka's story. I seen you had called me. I was sleeping because I sleep stupid late. And I go, what the hell's going on? I'm clicking through, and then I see you fucking stand there next to a brick wall. I'm like, what has happened today? Like, what is fucking going on?
It was glorious, bro. 2,000 views.
Is that the greatest single moment of your life?
No.
Oh. It would have been mine, but...
No. I don't know what the greatest single moment is, but it definitely is not that. I don't know what it is, though. Definitely not that, though.
Well, how do you know?
Because the day I got married was the greatest moment of my life.
That's adorable.
That's how I keep my genitalia.
Pans to the audience. The audience is over there. Didn't Drippy say something to you, the real Drippy? A.K.A.
Yep.
Mr. Pikachu tattooed on his eye?
Yeah, he said, I'm 6'1", and he's on my feed if you need reference. And then I was like, Bad Baby, can you weigh in on this? Bambi?
Bambi
Not
Doe?
Bad Baby. Bambi Doe. Damn, I get them all confused. All these skanks with the long nails.
Sauce Bambi.
Yep. I tried to get him to make a bet, but doesn't want to do that.
Would you say he's scared?
He's probably not scared, but I think he's scared for peso.
Is he scared of the
He
measuring
doesn't want me to
tape?
box peso. Because I don't think he's 5'10". I think he's 5'9".
Maybe 5'8", 5'9". I think he might be 5'10" with the shoes on, not off. If you got the Balenciagas with the 3-inch lift.
Which he likes to wear.
Facts. I ain't mad at it. It is what it is.
That's okay.
I would have liked to see you box peso.
I think I would have killed peso. Not literally. I think he would kill me literally, but I would kill him in a boxing ring. And I'm not even that good.
We could have set something up. Hey, and Bodie's made his appearance to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Top flight security
It
of the
would have
world.
been fun. Because he's 5'8".
What's your stats? Because according to this, he's 5'5", 121 pounds.
Oh, Sauce?
That's what it says on that website.
I'm currently 5'10", 135.
Oh,
Because I still haven't stacked the weight.
You'd have to cut weight.
No, I wouldn't. Because he's definitely not 121 pounds. You know what's fucked up is Sauce Walka's been to jail, so I wonder what they have his height as.
I wonder if we can pull a mugshot. Let's see what we got on Sauce Walka mugshot. Shout to the internet for real. Back in the day, you just have to go ask your older cousin and he'd tell you some fucking nonsense.
Trying to think of what else I had for you.
All his mugshots have no height backgrounds to them. Damn Texas. Y'all dirty.
So we got the fights.
Oh yeah. What else you got?
I'm picking Conor just purely for the fanboy status. I'm picking Conor.
Well, let's go the other way. Let's go from the ground up.
Okay, who you got?
Lead off, Sugar Sean O'Malley's fighting Chris Motino, the newcomer to the UFC.
Sean.
Yeah, I mean,
Sean.
he's supposed to fight Smoka. I don't know what.
Sean.
I don't remember what they said about Smoka falling out for.
Sean.
Yeah.
Sean's good. He's actually good at striking. He's actually good at striking.
But what do you think now that we've seen? Because obviously he lost to Cheeto Vera a couple fights ago, and then Cheeto Vera lost in a decision to Jose Aldo. What do we in hindsight feel about that? The L that he allegedly took, because he doesn't claim it.
It's his leg, bro. His legs. His legs are fucking soft.
Do you think he just caught one on the nerve? I don't know that. I don't think
he was ready for it.
I don't know that I would say his legs are soft, because Almeida tried to fucking crack them legs up.
Yeah, but then he stepped into it and ran him down. He didn't let him sit on it.
That is true.
Like he kind of ruined that game plan because he knew that's what would his legs were going to be tested after that shit.
Because
smart. Fought a smart fight.
Because Cejudo got his leg shut off when he fought DJ the first fight, and his foot went. His foot went off, and he kept rolling his ankle. But all his fights after that, that never got recreated. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got Sean.
But I don't think it's going to be as pretty. Obviously,
it can't last. He can't plop everybody that he wins.
And this cat that's coming in,
everybody that he beats. Damn, bro.
He's pretty raw. This is a UFC debut. He's got a good showing coming in, but he's not he's 9-4, so he's not that tested at a high level, but he's somewhat experienced in wins, losses, and fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it might be more of a fight than some think it is. I think it might be a little less pretty. I feel like he's gonna really just try to grind up on him, a lot of clenching and things like that. So I don't think it's gonna be a quick bang bang knockout. But I would say maybe somewhere in the third round he probably finishes him off like a TKO. But I'm not expecting a highlight reel here.
We'll see. Who's next?
Obviously, too, because Tim Welch and them, they game plan really well. So it's hard to get a game plan on how to do it in a week to really embarrass him. But the next we got is Irene Aldana's fighting Yana Kutsukaya.
I don't know, but Kutsukaya, I like the name.
Kutsukaya is going to beat the dog shit out of her.
Sounds good.
I'm pretty sure Kutsukaya, that's Thiago Alves' old lady. Or, excuse me, Thiago Santos.
Gotcha.
And if you can take the sledgehammer, then you can take on Irene Aldana. So
probably.
We're going to keep it cute for you common folk. Good fight here. Your boy, former Dallas Cowboy, Greg Hardy, the Prince of War. I think he dropped that stupid name, I hope. He's fighting Tai Tuivasa. Bam, bam.
I got Tai Tuivasa.
Yeah. He's the low-key favorite right now.
Via asthma attack.
I don't know about that. I think he KOs Hardy in the second round. That'd be my call. It's just Tuivasa had some rough losses, but Greg Hardy, I don't think you're ready for that smoke.
We'll see what happens.
We shall. And here's the thing, next fight has a lot of implications at the welterweight division. We got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and Mr. Gilbert Burns.
Where are they fighting?
Vegas, T-Mobile Center.
They're fighting at T-Mobile?
Uh-huh.
Wonder Boy.
Por qué?
Bigger ring.
We're going to fight that rangy karate style. That's the thoughts.
That's what I'm thinking.
I got Gilbert Burns on this
I
one.
know. It's hard for me not to pick Gilbert.
I just think he's so good at pressuring. Like when we see him fight T Wood, and he gave him no space. Even with Kamaru, like he tried not to, but that's a weird one because the threat of the takedown. Wonderboy wants to fight at range. He wants to kick you and do all that stuff. I feel like Mr. Burns is just going to be all up in his face. And then Wonderboy getting kind of older. That chin's been kind of known to not survive. Like when he fought T Wood those 2 times, he got blasted.
He looked a little flat too when I was watching the embedded.
Yeah, I haven't watched the embedded yet, but
he looked a little flat.
When we go to like him getting KO'd by Anthony Pettis, like I feel like age is catching up. He got KO'd by Pettis. Him and Tilden like have the greatest like showing in exchange. Like he doesn't seem willing to exchange as much, and when he does, he looks like he gets hurt easier. And I feel like that's just age. My man's almost 40 years old now. You know what I mean?
I want Wonderboy to win.
I would like Wonderboy to win because I'd like to see Wonderboy fight Kamaru, because like Kamaru and Wonderboy obviously have never fought. Kamaru's fought a lot of these dudes already, so this one seems like it's number 2 versus number 4. There's big implications here for you probably fighting for the strap next. You know what I mean? Most likely, because if Wonderboy wins, definitely, because he hasn't fought Kamaru before. He's already fought Colby. He's already fought Masvidal twice. So if Wonderboy wins, you know he's fighting Kamaru, which would be fun for us to see. But I think Gilbert Burns is going to pressure him and knock him out. And then we're in this weird space of like, is he knock him out in a good enough fashion to warrant a title rematch with Kamaru? You know what I mean? Or do we have to do the Colby Covington dance first before we get back to Burns?
I think you got to do Colby again.
But that's my only thing is, for the sake of arguing, Burns like hurt Kamaru in their fight and then got caught, whereas I feel like Colby just got his ass beat on for 5 rounds. So like, in my mind, trying to do MMA fucking math out here, Burns warrants more of a rematch than Colby, given a good showing against Wonderboy. That's my thoughts. But
makes sense.
But we'll disagree there. I got Burns. And then obviously talk your ish on that fucking main event, Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier rubber match.
Poirier has more ways to win. I think Poirier should win that fight, but I'm picking Conor to win that fight just because I want contrast, and I would like to see a typical Conor McGregor knockout because it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
It is fun. I'm okay if Dustin wins, though, because I want to see Dustin fight for the strap versus whomever, Oliveira.
Yeah, when
he deserves it. Dustin deserves it more than Conor does. But
facts. Like
Conor's fun.
Like I said, Conor's a sub 500 fighter right now, so it's hard pressed for me to say he's deserving of a title fight, unless you beat Dustin Poirier, who's like arguably the unofficial champ of this weight class, with Khabib being gone. But how do you think like Conor's going to get it done? What's that look like?
You'd have to do it. It has to be by knockout.
Well,
and I think it has to be first round.
Think you just tease him up in the first?
I think it has to be the typical Conor McGregor fashion, where he gets him on his back foot, or gets him to be tentative and throws all the fucking smoke and mirrors bullshit at him, and then plop, and that's the typical way. But I don't think that's gonna happen, but I want to see it happen.
Well, I feel like that's all the shit talking this time around has a lot to do with that. I feel like Conor knows he needs Dustin to kind of be a little emotionally charged up and kind of come at him a little aggressively and like lack of self-awareness, you know what I mean, and get caught like quick out the jump. So I feel like we're seeing, because the second fight, Conor was super nice. They're out here hugging and exchanging hot sauces and shit. But now there seems to be a little bit of some bad blood. Like Conor's calling him a dusty bitch for going for takedowns. Didn't give the $500,000 to the charity. Like there's some ill words being spread.
We're gonna see the leg kick is still going to be a factor, and that right hand is still there. So the question to me, my question is did he figure anything out? Did he make the small, minute adjustment that matters? And the question off of that is did Dustin change up and add a combination to the repertoire if he does?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if Conor gets away from that, from getting hurt from the same thing that he got hurt from in the previous fight, that his chances increase way more.
And I agree.
I don't think that it's possible, because I think you take away from what Conor McGregor is with that strategy.
Yeah, and I'm in the same rowboat here with you. I feel like if Conor is to remove what essentially cost him the fight, you also simultaneously remove his only possibility of winning. Because if he can't sell out on the front foot, and lay that left hand, he doesn't get caught with the check hook, which ultimately started the downfall. And then like the leg kicks, like if you're going to combat Dustin's leg kick to that front leg, being at their southpaw to southpaw, you're going to have to adjust the base of your stance a little bit, because we've seen Conor trying to check it, you know what I mean, but he can't like get all the way out, so he's still eating it on the calf meat, which is, some people argue, worse than just like taking it, you know what I mean, because now you're flexing the calf muscle.
He has to be in and out.
Well, that's what I mean. He
has to be in and out.
So to avoid getting your leg eaten up and to avoid getting counter hooked, you've now taken your money punch out of the game, which is the left straight.
Well, he can do the left straight, but he has to be in and out, because the left straight, the counter for the left straight has been the right hook.
Especially southpaw. Southpaw, it's that check right hook.
Right. It's that check right, but he has to, the left has to land is the thing.
Yeah.
That check hook isn't effective if that left straight lands. It can be, but it's not like it is, right? It's not, it doesn't have the same nastiness on it. Because that tends to be Conor's thing. I mean, he got caught by Aldo, but he caught Aldo first.
He caught Aldo better, and Aldo went out.
Yeah.
And, you know, because Conor even got cut on his eye in that Aldo punch, you know what I mean? Because he got blasted too. The problem is with Dustin, we seen in the last fight, is the two lands, but he doesn't go out. Like, you can't I don't think you can one punch him at this weight class.
I think you can, but I don't think your chances are good. I think the dial has been turned way back on the chances. I'm not saying that you can't KO him with one, because I think anybody can be KO'd with one, especially, like, that's what I've said. Conor McGregor's biggest strength on that left was the fact that there was no tell.
Yeah.
You couldn't see it coming before it got you. You could see the right coming, the setup, but the left was there before you noticed it was there. And that was the beauty of what he did, was that it was like, oh, just got hit with the left. And that happened to, like, everybody.
Yeah,
for a while.
But then we went up and
at the bigger weight class, he has a little bit of a nudge to it, and that changes everything. Because I told you about that after the Cowboy fight. I said he has a little bit more wind up on that left than I like.
Yeah, because even Cowboy, the only reason he ducked and ate the thigh was because he seen the left coming.
Right.
I think that's hard to do because his frame's bigger now. He's older. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't like that he had that tell, and that's like 90% of what Conor McGregor is a lack of tell and a great management of distance. So the problem is that he gets kicked at distance from Dustin, and he had no answer from that. And then up close, he gets checked.
And I think
he gets check hooked.
And that's fundamentally the issue for me, is you can land the two and Dustin's going to check you, and I don't like, that's what I said, like, in this scenario, I don't think one is ever going to put Dustin all the way out, because he's ready for it. You know what I mean? He does the things we talked about before. Where he rolls his head, he rolls his shoulders. Like, he's kind of ready for that too, knowing like that too is the make or break punch. Like, you know what I mean? He's not worried about him throwing a hook or something like that. He's like, Go ahead.
Do you think Conor is going to break out the the jab feint to the into the right uppercut?
Yeah.
You think it's coming?
Oh yeah, because he threw it a couple times.
Yeah.
He didn't like.
That's got to be it, right?
It didn't have as much devastating effect, but that's got to be it. And for me, the key to Conor winning, like, is you got to stop the leg kick first and foremost. And so I feel like the oblique kick and the stomps to like Dustin's lead knee. I think that's what Conor needs to bite into. Because if you get Dustin to worry about his own knee, he's going to be a little more preoccupied when it comes to destroying your front leg.
I think Conor needs to check it, but I don't think he's going to.
And that's the thing, too, about what I was trying to say about his stance. Is like for Conor to like check that front leg kick from Dustin southpaw to southpaw like that, it's going to take a bit of a stance adjustment, which I don't know that, like,
you know what I think he's going to do? What he did at the end of the fight.
What's that?
I think he's going to catch it. I think he's going to do that little catch.
Yeah, and, like...
I think that's his plan.
That's effective, but I don't know that it's going to do anything for you offensively as Conor.
I think that's what he's going to do, though. Because I think Conor, for the most part, I've never thought Conor has had good game planning. I feel like Conor had ace in the hole a lot of times. It's really hard to, like, you know, it's hard to go in with a 2-pair when the dude's fucking got 3 aces. And that's kind of what Conor always had. It was like, hey, you got a decent hand. But he's got the fucking blammy at all times. And you don't see it coming. Ever. And he caught a lot of people with the one-hitter quitter. Right? He's, like, Conor is the king of catching people on shit. Like, caught Cowboy with a head kick and shoulder strikes. You're like, didn't see that one coming. Like, didn't even see that, like, that kind of finish coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but, I mean...
But, like, everyone expected Eddie to be somewhat competitive, right?
I don't really feel like they did, though.
I mean, I know a lot of people that thought Eddie was going to be competitive.
For the most part, my consensus
Eddie
was, like, you're serving a lamb to the slaughter, but that's... guess perspective.
Well, you and I wasn't as deep into the fight game back then when I watched that fight.
Because we're all kind of, at that point in time, RDA was the true champion at that, you know what I mean?
Aldo had no clue that shit was coming.
Aldo got mad and abandoned defense, ran at him, which is smart, which is why I think that's what he's trying to do with Dustin, I think. You know, I feel like this beef is
Conor
more
won the
cooked.
When Conor won the interim belt against the short dude, what's his name? The wrestler dude. That fucking beat Conor up.
You talking about Mendez?
Yeah. Mendez actually beat him.
Short.
That fight was over.
Yeah, off the couch, too.
Mendez had him beat. But ran out of gas, got kicked in the stomach, got
folded up,
blasted in the mouth. Over. So Conor, like I said, Conor's the king of the sit you down randomly. Like his best fight, like Conor, in my opinion, his best overall like performance as far as a fighter outside of the Eddie Alvarez fight, which was a mismatch, was Nate Diaz 2. Him and Nate 2. He was the most technically sound Conor McGregor in that fight.
He got gassed bad too.
Yeah, but he fucking annihilated Nate Diaz for 2 rounds.
Yeah, but even he did, but that was still a pretty close fight. That was, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. But he, like, the accuracy, everything that he needed besides Nate Diaz having an off switch.
That's why.
Which Nate Diaz has no off switch, but everything was there. The accuracy was there, the timing was there, the toughness was there, the strategy was there. He had it all. And, like, that was the only way Conor was going to win that fight, was to be halfway intelligent and to win a few rounds.
I almost think that he needs to employ that strategy against Poirier, but I don't know if he can do it. I'd almost, if I'm Conor and I'm looking at what's been transpiring, is it possible for me to beat Dustin Poirier at a rangy, point-based decision?
That would be weird as hell to see.
Picture this, though. Comes out, kicks from everywhere, weird kicks, teep kicks, push kicks, front kicks, obliques, stomps to the knee, leg kicks. He banks points. banks a couple rounds. You know what I mean? They're back and forth. Obviously, throwing kicks is a problem because Poirier's good at catching like mid kicks and throwing you to the ground. Conor's good at getting up, though. You know what I mean? Maybe you can bank off the fact that there was no offense applied when you're on the ground. He scoots over the cage well. He gets up well. He's one. I mean, he did the best, I think, against Khabib, who's arguably the most dominant grappler to ever grace that weight class. Maybe he leans into the kicks in the range, abandons the knockout too, throws the shovel uppercut, the shovel hook, works the point system, tries to save some for the end. You know what I mean? Goes more of that Nate Diaz 2 route, win that decision. Because the thing with Poirier is I don't think you're going to put him out. So if you go into it like game planning that I'm not going to put him out, how do you win? Does that make sense?
We'll see. We're just going to have to see. Left hooks are free. Right hooks are always half off. We're glad to be back.